that's a different topic, how much wellness, a lot of research studies, how much wellness has actually helped in different countries, different research is there. Now, our basic problem is before wellness, we need to actually go into outpatient coverages itself. We need to look at a comprehensive health coverage and then you come to preventive and wellness benefit. Today, we are not able to go in for outpatient coverage itself. Why? Simple. If I give a coverage of, in my policy, I say 5,000 rupees as coverage, and in a year, I am sure to get 5,000 rupees bills, receipts, prescriptions, everything. So there is nobody I can talk about. There are few clients, now there are few corporates whom we are offering outpatient treatment, where the corporate is very, very clear in its approach. One, that we put a limit in the policy and they pay back whatever is the claims as premiums. That's a simple arrangement of this. But second, it comes out as they say that, okay, if you detect a single fraud, we'll take action against the employee. But that cannot happen everywhere. So until something happens, so what is the way of doing this? If I have to provide outpatient treatment, I need to have an organized sector, organized network of primary care physicians, specialists. So one is you have primary care physicians network or association. So today we have been talking in various forums that why not primary care physicians, specialists form associations with their articles stating they can actually, the association can negotiate with insurance companies. If I have area-wise associations of network providers, so primary care physicians or diagnostic centers, because there are few large chains who can contract. What about the rest? If these associations can contract with insurance companies, it becomes easier for people to provide. It becomes easier to provide. Now, when you talk about rehabilitation care, now there are rehabilitation care, there are 2 or 3 companies which have come up in the country who talk about rehabilitation care, who even talk about post-hospitalization and rehabilitation care, where they have come out that there's somebody in Delhi, there's somebody in Bangalore, 2 or 3 companies who have come out, where they talk about that, okay, the moment the person is his operation is over, his critical phase is over, he can be shifted to either home health care, to his home, and we provide the same type of healthcare facilities with a trained nurse, with all things in his home, or to another center which is much. Where they come out with a proposition, it's a win-win to everybody. The hospital has a faster bed turnover rate. Second is the cost for the insured person goes down because he shifts from a corporate hospital where the charges are 10 to 15 to 20,000 rupees per day. He goes to a cost center where it is lower. So these things, but organized way, who is going to do it? Today, where do we have a control for it? Somebody says about a rehabilitation care which is being taken, the person doesn't contract with us. If rehabilitation care or this type of care has to be given, I cannot have only 2 or 3 people doing it. I need to have a network across the country. My policies are not only meant for 2 or 3 people, it is through across. So unless we have create a network of all this where people are able to do it, price it properly, we are able to control what is happening, only then these things happen. So this is where somebody comes up creating networks. When we talk about in such forums, physicians come up, specialists come up, people come up from their associations, say that, okay, in Pune, we are the association, we are ready to contract with insurance companies to provide outpatient care. In Mumbai, in Surat, we are the people who are maybe 1 to multiple. Then it becomes easier for all this to happen. It is not possible for me to go to each single primary physician or each to actually contract.
Good afternoon, I am Dr. Vishali from NCMP. I want to know about, do we get the interest on the saving of medical savings account like here?
Yeah, it is there. So, but it is not in India at present. This is a product which actually we have been trying to push across to the ministry also. It just works like a provident fund account. This is there in Singapore and in places like USA. Just like a provident fund deduction from your particular from the income, or a person can make contribution to that account. He gets interest on that also. The only thing is that money from that account can be used only for medical purposes. So the benefit is there, he uses that money and he keeps on accumulating it. Every month he keeps on accumulating it. So what happens is, he's using his own money, so he's judiciously using it, it's not a third party who's paying it. Once he knows that he can take care, after a period of say 3 to 4 years, a person is able to keep a corpus of nearly 3 to 4 lakh in his medical saving account. He will say, okay, give me a policy which has a deductible of below 3 lakhs. I don't want up to 3 lakhs to be covered. You cover from 3 lakhs to 25 lakhs. Cover my even liver transplant if at all there is a chance which could happen, or 40 lakh rupees. You go for a higher base cover. The lower cost I will take care of myself. So there is a proper utilization. The person has his own money. In general insurance there is another problem where payment of premium is considered as a sacrifice. So if he keeps on paying more, he says that I'm creating a lot of sacrifice. You have people coming out, last 5 years I have paid so much of premium but I have not even claimed once. So actually he should be happy he has not fallen sick. Yeah.
Myself, Shilpa Ramakar. Sir,
Yeah.
So my question is, in corporate policies, various exclusions are waived off.
Right.
But why this facility is not provided in individual policies?
That's a good question. Okay, corporate pricing and retail pricing is slightly different. What happens is when you have group, when you offer a group insurance covering, when you are offering a group insurance covering a well-defined group on all or none basis, there is no selection. So if in a factory there are 20,000 employees and into 3, say 60,000 people are being covered, including the family members. There is no selection. All are being covered. In an individual policy, what happens is it's voluntary insurance in a retail policy. A person goes and says that I want a policy. So if when there is a selection, if you are giving pre-existing coverage from day one, every person who is sick could only go in to buy insurance. That's the reason. So usually what insurance companies do is that though the regulator has put in 4 years as the look back period for pre-existing conditions and 4 years as a maximum waiting period for an exclusion, they get on to a situation where they reduce it. Say that we will cover pre-existing conditions after 2 years, of 1 year or 3 years, and they price the product differently. The only thing, total waiver may not be possible just because it will be an anti-selection against the insurance company. Only sick people will go and start taking policy. Yeah.
This is Dr. Kalpana.
Where am I?
There's a question for you why family planning procedures are not included in this pension, because I feel somehow this country needs it so much.
I would like to add about maternity.
Yeah. You can add, we'll have that both together. Yeah. Yeah. Why maternity is not covered? Maternity is now being covered in some of the products, retail products. As such, again, as she said, group. Simple answer is the same thing. Group policies, maternity coverage is there. Even without waiting periods, it is covered because there is no selection. You can cover all employees in a group. So their spouses or the employee itself without selection gets covered. So from day one also he gets, because it's a group insurance. In case of retail, again, it can be covered with usually insurers tend to cover with waiting period. There are some insurance companies who have come out with products where they have a waiting period of say 3 or 4 years, after which maternity gets covered. So he should have been in the policy. It's not like, the person comes to know she's pregnant and she goes and buys a policy. The moment she delivers, so actually, to be very frank, maternity is not a risk. Childbirth. No. Risk means I'm talking about this. Giving birth to a child is something which is a sort of a benefit. Yeah, see you also.
Since you encroached on our terrain, and I have here with me a senior gynecologist, the former president of the Federation of Health and Gynecology Studies, Dr. Rusna Sunava, and this is one of the proposals we as gynecologists wanted to give to the insurance company, and you could take this as a food for thought. As a father of a daughter, on her first birthday, if I can buy a policy for my daughter covering 1 or 2 or 3 maternity events, be it abortion, be it ectopic, be it preterm delivery, cover 2 or 3, whatever you define, as her obstetric events, will I define that it covers normal delivery or it covers cesarean section? What's your take, sir, on this? We have with us Dr. Rustam.
Apollo Munich is the company which covers today maternity. I mean, okay.
As a gynecologist, my observation is that we do not take care of our women folk as well as we should. Everything is covering the male as best as possible. It is a woman's right to have as many children as she wants and to be protected if there is any complication, which as a country we are not yet able to do.
Right. Okay, just to under group insurances, maternity is covered in retail insurances, individual insurances. Some companies have got a product. If you look at me, my company, we are coming out with a product which will cover also maternity. It would have a waiting period, 2 or 3 years waiting period. But this coverage is actually coming in. So,
Excuse me.
yeah.
I'm Dr. Nanda Pukar, Civil Surgeon, Pune. As it is in your presentation, nearly 75% of people expenditure they expend for the healthcare out of pocket money. Now the government of Maharashtra has launched the scheme named as Rajiv Gandhi Jeevan Arogya Yojana scheme. It is an insurance-based scheme. It covers all families whose income is 1 lakhs per annum, and it is up to the 1.5 lakhs insurance or some price benefit is given on the floater basis for the family. But my observation is that although we talk about all social corporate social responsibility or payback to society, but many of the good hospitals, they are not taking participation. For empanelment of these hospitals, we are observing the NABH criteria, whatever the standards written by the NABH. So it is my humble request to you and to this gathering, can you have some light on this issue to have that more participation from the all corporate hospitals. There the social responsibility part is also there, and as you said, there 50% whatever maybe the medical devices that companies are giving to the hospital at the 50% rate. So can we have some light? Thank you.
I think it's a corporate hospital, somebody would have to respond. But yes, I think that's a very valid point. I can just supplement that. I would say that yes, corporate hospitals do not come forward for it. Yeah. I think she is pushing me out. She says your time is up.
Very early. I have the good fortune of working in both the government sector as well as in the corporate sector. And in both the sectors, the Rajiv Gandhi scheme is a complete failure. The reason is that even in the Sassoon Hospital, if we have to apply for one particular patient, the paperwork is going to take so long. Yeah, the paperwork is going to take so long that the patient is not going to be alive by the time you actually get the scheme implemented.
Yeah, I would just, because cutting it short, I just wanted, because this is what has been an issue with the central government and state governments which are there. State governments have started coming out with their own schemes. I would have still preferred, if you ask me my personal opinion, go with the RSPY where it's a paperless scheme where entire thing is electronic transmission, smart card hold everything, even in the hospitals it is. So if that same platform is actually developed more, instead of each government trying to come out with one scheme of their own, having small brownie points on political parties, etc. It would have been good if people come across on a single platform which is there. Then it's a total paperless scheme, I think. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I, Purnima Menon, would like to take this opportunity to thank sir for the knowledge shared. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Samita Jadhav, Deputy Director Academics, Symbiosis Institute of Health Sciences, to felicitate Dr. Sriraj Deshpande. Thank you, ma'am. This beautiful and lush green